Mosiers, Southern Mosey here, and today we're going to do a campground review of Badin Lake Campground, which is in the Rari National Forest.
Correct.
Yes. And why did we go here, babe?
Because it's close.
So not a whole lot of people might go to this campground. It's not one of the big ones that you see with all the nice amenities, which we will go through. But it's fairly close to home, so it still ended up being fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Uwharrie. That's an area that I'll go play every now and then.
Yes, it is a play area.
Yes.
So let's get into
the land of many uses.
All right, so first I'm going to start talking just about the campground in general and give you some basic facts. First off, you should know at Rari National Forest there are several campgrounds. One for horseback riding. There are two actual campgrounds for camping and campers, and that would be Arrowhead Campground and then Badin Lake Campground. But we're going to talk mostly about Badin Lake because that is the one that we stayed at, Badin Lake Campground. So at the campground here, there's 4 campgrounds. There are 34 sites, several of which are right off of the lake shore right there. So if you're staying at the Badin Lake one, you're right there on the lake. So there are several sites that are just right there off of the lake. There's no power and water though. So you do not have power.
All primitive.
Yes, and you will have to porter your water. I can never think what that word is.
That means get a jug and carry it.
Yeah, so they have the water stations, but you will have to go get the water and bring it back to your site. So there are 34 sites at Badin Lake. Arrowhead actually has 48 sites. So Arrowhead's a little larger, and they actually have some sites that do have power and water. But Badin Lake was all primitive sites, but you get the lake. So it's kind of give or take. It depends on what's more important to you, power and water or lake access right there.
Like on the lake.
Yeah. So let's talk about our site a little bit.
It worked.
It worked. Actually, I really liked the site because we were on the lake.
Yes.
I mean, there was no trail to get to it. You were there. You just walked down from your site. I walked out the camper, walked down the hill, and there was a lake. So that was really nice. I could say what I did like about the site was across the street from us was the bathhouse, and the door would slam
all night.
All night. So if someone would go to the bathroom, you would hear it.
Yep.
It was quite loud, being at the site we were at.
Should we talk about the levelness of the sites?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So we'll say like the whole little campground right there was definitely more set up for smaller RVs, small trailers, and tents. Yeah, our camper was never totally level, but we got it as close as we could, and it was doable. Mm-hmm. We kind of slept on a nice little incline. It was,
yeah, it was. We had to change the position we were sleeping in because we didn't want to be laying downhill sideways, so we had to move our feet the other way because it was so unlevel right there. So I don't think you could have a large rig in those areas.
Or you'd have to have a heck of a leveling mechanism.
Yeah. If you have a large camper, you might want to go more towards the Arrowhead Campground than the Badin Lake.
And it seemed like, for the most part, it was a loop.
Mm-hmm.
The ones
it's 2 loops, the upper loop and the lower loop.
Well, the upper loop was all tent.
Okay.
And there's no way you're gonna get a large vehicle up there because it was kind of tight. But the lower loop is where it was on the lake.
Mm-hmm, that's one on the lake.
You could there was sites on the inside of the loop, and then the outside of the loop are the ones that was on the water. The outside of the loop, just because the way the hill worked out, was more unlevel. Like, there was no way you're going to get a level site out there.
Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, the whole point of staying at the Badin Lake Campground would be to get one of the sites on the water. Mm-hmm. So if you have a large rig, my suggestion would be to just do the Arrowhead Campground. Because you're not far from the lake. You could still walk to it, but you're just not easily accessed.
We haven't been there yet, so don't take our word for it. You might not be able to fit a big one there either.
Yes, you might not. But they have power and water, so I'm assuming they're better equipped for larger rigs.
And the loop isn't paved.
No, it's not. It's all gravel. Mm-hmm. Everything was gravel there. There is no paved roads anywhere where we were staying. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the amenities that you'd find at Badin Lake Campground. There is a general store, which is a general store, gas station / restaurant, and it's called the El Dorado Outpost.
Well, it's not associated with the.
It's not essentially the campground, but it's part of the.
It's just a outpost.
Oh.
It's a private business.
It's just a store. This is where you get your
everything.
Your tickets.
It's like a Bass Pro
right?
Shop in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, it's a really cool store.
If you are going to go off-roading, that's where you get your passes, your permits to go off-roading. They probably do other things out there too. That's the only time I've used it for that.
So they are associated with the park.
I guess they sell the permits there. Yeah. They got everything. They got camping supplies, fishing supplies, food, grocery.
Yeah.
Even a little restaurant. They got hot food.
Yeah, we woke up one morning, we just didn't want to cook breakfast, and we just rode over to the Outpost and got gas.
They sell gas.
They have the gas station, and we got a hot breakfast, which was nice because you're really out in the middle of nowhere, and you're at Uri National Forest, so it is nice that there is something you can go to where you can get, like I said, a gas station, restaurant, and a general store. So that was nice. There is 17 miles of OHV trails, and you get your, like you said, your permits at that general store. There are 40 miles of non-motorized trails, and these are for horseback riding, mountain biking, and hiking. And all the trails will have signs telling you what's allowed on that trail and what's not. There's one boat ramp, which is located near the Arrowhead Campground. And there are 2 day use areas that you can use for picnicking and fishing.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say about amenities, darling?
Bathhouses?
We haven't got there yet. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Nothing else about the general amenities? Okay. Well, let's talk about bathhouses.
Oh, well, I will say, for the most part, try to be prepared going out there. Because, like we said, the Outpost is the only thing there, and it's well equipped, but they can only do so much.
Yes. And you really are kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're not close technically to the Outpost. You're still going to have to drive over quite a ways of dirt road.
Gravel road and all that, yeah.
It would be very easy to get lost in Uri National Forest. You kind of need to know where you're going, have a map, which they have, so that's nice. And you need to pay attention to signs. So bathhouses. There are 3 bathhouses at Badin Lake Campground, 1 in the upper loop, and there are 2 in the lower loop. Like I said, we stayed right across from one. It was definitely a different kind of bathhouse because you had like your shower rooms and you had your toilet rooms. I'm just gonna go ahead flat out and say the worst bathroom I've ever used at a campground.
I try not to use it.
Yeah, it was, well, he's a man, so. And if you have a bathroom in your camper, then you'll be good to go. But actually, you don't have full hookup, so remember that.
And there's no dump station.
And there's no dump station. So, again, there might be Arrowhead, I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
There's not a Badin Lake, though, and that's the one we're mostly talking about because that's where we stayed. It was dirty. It was a dirty bathroom. And I don't like to be negative that much when I talk about campgrounds, but it just was dirty. They have the sign on the back of the door that tells you when the last, the initial when they last cleaned the bathrooms, and I'm pretty sure it had been like 2-3 weeks since the last time they had officialed it. And I just think a campground bathroom should be cleaned.
Maybe bring your own toilet paper too.
And
Clorox.
Or a camper with a bathroom.
Or a bucket.
Go in the woods. There's a lake. Go jump in the lake.
I definitely didn't shower while we were there because we just went for the weekend.
Yeah, we were just there for the one night, so it really wasn't that bad. I would not stay there over a long period of time because I wouldn't be able to handle the bathroom situation. Okay, so here's the woman's shower for in here. As you can see, it's not the cleanest. It's kind of gross. You got a mirror, shower, and bench. We didn't take a shower. We were only here for like a day, and we just didn't really kind of want to deal with this. Not the greatest, but on each side there's a woman's shower, a men's shower, men's restroom, and a woman's restroom. And the woman's restroom, changing table, and again, ugh. Not really the cleanest. But as you can see how loud it is when it shuts? That's what we heard all night. It only gets cleaned every 3 days. So, probably why it looks like this. I actually rated the bathroom at a 3 because I'm holding my lowest numbers. I feel like I will one day find one worse. But Kenny rated it as a 1. He's a little harsher than I am. He's one day gonna have to go to a negative number if we find something worse than that. All right, so things to do there. It's a national forest, so it's all outdoorsy things. You are not close to anything else. So it is good for horseback riding, off-roading, hiking.
There's hunting out there, fishing on the lake, boating on the lake.
We've taken a canoe up there before, haven't we? I think you can have motorized. Yes, you can, because we put our boat out there before. It's a great place to just go spend the day on the lake.
Yep. The lake has no residences around it.
Yes, it's all national forest, so you're not gonna worry about bothering someone by driving by their house or something in your boat being too
and there's
loud.
not a lot of big boats out there, like because there's no permanent docks and stuff. So
when we were much younger, we one time even took a canoe up there, loaded it up with camping stuff, rode the canoe across the lake, and stayed at a little primitive site. Because there are like little primitive sites scattered all about the forest that you don't have to pay to stay in.
This is one of the only places I know about. I mean, I'm sure there's a few more, but that you can primitive camp, pretty much anywhere. They do have a lot of signs saying don't camp here, don't camp there. But if there's not a sign, pretty sure it's free game.
Yeah, but there's hunting out there too, so be careful.
I've done lots of camping out there.
Yeah, in his rock climbing days, he would go up there and rock climb because they had boulders out there.
Yep, it's a secret. I'm not telling you where they're at.
You have to go find them yourself. But they're out there. So if you're an outdoorsy person, URA is a really cool place to go. If you like to go to places where there are things to do, like a Myrtle Beach or Panama City, then URA is not the place that you want to go. It's not a touristy area for that. It's straight outdoor fun place.
Wilderness. Pretty sure the cell phone reception's bad too, so.
Yeah. You're off grid. Food. We literally wrote bring your own. So, unless you go to the El Dorado Outpost, you're in the middle of nowhere. So bring your own food. You will have to.
And we did go to the Outpost because I forgot water. And I didn't want to drink from the porter station, so.
Yeah, we had to go buy some gallons of
water. We went and got breakfast the first morning. Because we bought water from the Outpost, and they do have hot breakfast there. It's simple country food. It's good.
It was good.
Yes,
yeah.
But it's not like IHOP or something. You're not gonna sit down and have a waitress and all that. So
no.
Yeah.
And actually, it was so busy we had to even wait a minute to get a table. Because if it's on a weekend, and especially in the summertime, it's a hopping place. There are a lot of people out there with their off-road vehicles. People go up there a lot to have fun. There's a lot of people up there. So,
Yep.
All right. I think that's everything about Badin Lake Campground. Maybe one day we'll do Arrowhead since it's not far from us, and we'll let you know what we think.
Well, I do want to say we did have some negative things to say. That's not to deter you from going there.
No.
It is. We just want you to be prepared.
Yes.
It is fun, especially if you like being outdoorsy. It is the place for it.
Yes. Yeah, if you like hiking or off-roading, especially if you're into horses and you do horseback riding, they have like a horseback camp and tons of
They have
trails.
several horseback camps. There's a couple of ranches out there that are based on that area that do rides and.
Yeah, we went hiking and literally stopped and saw like 5 horses.
I've seen horses every time I've been out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a very fun place for an outdoorsy person. All right.
On that note, mosey on.
Mosey on.